Hi, my name is Deborah Henney. I'm a wife, author, mother, speaker. Today I want to release a prophetic word originally dated in my journal as 10/6/2022 and then 10/13/2022. So this one again came in segments and it's entitled Turnaround. There is a turnaround coming. This turnaround will be marked by a turning of hearts. Those once set against me will turn toward my face and my heart. Hearts once turned away from one another will be turned toward, individual to individual and group to group. There will be a unity unlike what has been seen before, an embracing of hearts and vision, which will usher in this great turnaround that will bring healing in people and healing in relationships. Hearts are turning. I have heard the cries of my people, crying out for their loved ones, crying out for their land and for the nations. I have placed people strategically in and out of my house to be catalysts in this turnaround. I have given my keys to open the locks. As the locks open, I will come as I did with Paul and Silas in the prison and shake the strongholds until they crumble, even to the foundations upon which they are built. Serving is key. Worship is key. Praise is key. Faith is key. Compassion and love are key. Honor is key. Balance and unity are key. These are keys that I have given and are even forging into my people so their lives will manifest these keys for the world to see. Excuse me. These are keys I am releasing into my people through their lives. It is of great importance that my people do not underestimate the value of allowing these keys to be forged into their lives and evidenced in the daily and the mundane. Turning keys will turn hearts, and there will be a release of ramparts. This will be a move unlike any other I have brought. For the season for its release was not time until now. The release of glory on this generation will be seen in and even after the turnaround. This release of glory will not remain in one area or one group, but will be widespread over the land and even over the nations. So this is a really exciting word. Again, God is releasing a great promise of a great move that he is going to do to bring glory through us for him, his glory through us. But that's going to bring a lot of healing and a lot of restoration in lives. But the key, he gives keys. And these keys, it was interesting because it was a play on word. It was like these keys are important because they're key, but they are keys that they're going to unlock the locks. And the locks were like in the hearts, but it's also in the spirit. There's an unlocking that God is doing in the spirit and in our hearts that's gonna bring about this great release and this great glory. And he lists them here. And I remember as he released this in me, I just sat at my computer and I said, okay, God, are there any other keys? What's another key? Because this is so important to what he's doing. And this is kind of like the nuts and bolts, right? These are things that we can do in our daily lives as we are with our families, as we go to church, as we run errands, as we go to our jobs. These are things that we can do, that we can allow him not just to do to have an external manifestation of these attributes, but to allow him to forge them into our lives. He talks about serving. He talks about worship and praise, faith, compassion and love, honor, balance, and unity. Those together are keys, and they really go together. We serve others and we serve God. We praise and we worship God, which keeps our focus and our hearts in line with the Lord and what he's doing, his nature, his character. Faith unlocks the power of God. It unlocks the power and the glory of God in our lives, because without faith, we're nothing. It's nothing. Our faith is the foundation of everything. Compassion and love release the power of God, release that power for healing. And also is a big part of having that balance and unity, that balance that I released multiple words about God bringing balance and restoring balance in his church, in the front and in the back, the man and the woman, the father heart and the mother heart, the El Shaddai, that there is a balancing in the fivefold. I had a word about that God bringing balance in the fivefold. And it is in this synergistic balance that this unity that God is bringing about that's really gonna blow it out of the water, basically, for to be cliche. But it's hard for me to even find the words to describe what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing in the spirit, because it is huge. And I love that he says not just one group or one people or one nation. This is global. This is his heart for the world, for every nation, every people group, to experience his healing, to experience his unity, his peace, to experience his love, and to experience his freedom. We talk about, being patient. We look at stories in the Bible. I'm thinking Exodus is, again, where I'm studying right now. But in Exodus, the Israelites were crying out, like, how much longer do we need to endure? How much longer? But the freedom and the miracle was so big, the time had to be right. The time had to be right for God to bring that work. And it's the same thing that he's doing now. Sometimes, I feel it too. You're crying out, God, how much longer? You kind of watch what's going on, and you have your own vision, your own heart of things that God has given you in your life. And you're like, God, how much longer? And he said, when it's time, it's time. And there's going to be a big release. There's going to be a big release in individual lives, in ministries, and in anointings, and in power, in ministries, in churches, in church networks. And God talks about in and out of his house. So this isn't just a church-wide word. He's bringing this in the natural. There's a natural and a spiritual here that he is talking about and that he is releasing. So he's talking about these keys are going to open the locks, and it's going to shake the strongholds and crumble, because there's strongholds out of the church and there's strongholds in the church that God is looking to crumble all the way down, even to the foundations upon which they are built. So he's talking about a very deep, very, very powerful move that he is doing. So I am excited. I pray that you are excited and blessed, and may God release you and forge these keys in your life so you can move in the power and the glory of God.